Here comes Hewy, gonna give you the news. Time to watch his animated movie reviews, whether hand-drawn, CGI, puppets or clay. If you've got a good story, you'll be making his day. See you at the movies, cartoon movies. See you at the movies, hold on news. See you at the movies, like nobody's business. Hey, see you at the movies, animated movies that is.
Hey everyone, I'm Hewy Toonmore. Welcome to Hewy's Animated Movie Reviews, the show where I review animated films from old to recent, whether they be hand-drawn, stop-motion, or computer-generated. You know, when anything becomes popular and profitable, whether it be a movie, a toy line, or a video game, there are always going to be a dozen or so imitators out there to try and capitalize on their success, and the 1990s were just rife with them.
When Sonic the Hedgehog was released on the Sega Genesis in 1991, with its speedrun gameplay and cocky title character, its success started a new trend in video games I like to call the edgy video game mascot craze. From Awesome Possum to Kid Chaos, Zool, and Jazz Jackrabbit, just to name a few, many different game publishing companies would attempt to make the next great video game icon, one to rival the likes of Mario or Sonic, all trying to imitate the latter's speedy gameplay and iconic characterization to various levels of success and failure.
But there was one infamous imitator that would go down in history as the ultimate, most notorious example of this phenomenon. One that is still used as an example of how not to create a video game mascot to this day. His name? Bubsy Bobcat.
Bubsy made his debut in the video game Bubsy in Claw's Encounters of the Furred Kind, developed by the now defunct video game publishing company Accolade and released on the Super Nintendo in May of 1993 and later to the Sega Genesis in July of that year. As I stated earlier, Bubsy is a bobcat who, in the game, must defeat an enemy alien race called the Woolies who intend to steal the Earth's supply of yarn balls because cats do love their yarn balls, am I right?
It's a cat, and you put him in a shirt, bam, it's Bubsy. I quit!
Now at the time, the game did receive pretty favorable reviews, but over the next 30 years, it would come to be panned by critics for its non-linear level design, floaty controls, collision detection, and the fact that its title character is as annoying as a pebble in your shoe in the middle of a mall. It's especially not helped by its less than stellar catchphrase,
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, knowing how the rest of the games in your series are received by critics and gamers, I'd say everything!
Accolade was so confident in the game's success that a pilot for a Bubsy cartoon show was made, produced by Calico Entertainment, best remembered for producing the 80s cartoon Denver the Last Dinosaur, and would be sponsored by multinational fast food giant Taco Bell, no less. It would air on BKN's Kids Day Off syndication package for the 1993 Thanksgiving weekend, but was never picked up for a full series.
Gee, I wonder why. Well, whether I like it or not, I guess we're about to find out. Released on Thanksgiving 1993, the pilot is Bubsy. What could possibly go wrong? Oh boy, already in for a rough start, aren't we?
So I guess the best place to begin would be with the pilot's intro, and tell me if it already seems familiar.
Yup! Not 1 second in! And not only does Bubsy rip off Sonic's gameplay, but also his classic cartoon intro.
Bubsy then brushes his teeth. With an industrial-grade buffer!
What could possibly go wrong?
I don't recommend starting a drinking game with how many times Bubsy says his annoying catchphrase in this thing, because I can guarantee that by the end of it, your vocabulary will be more slurred than Keith Richards.
Then Bubsy eats some cereal, throws his bowl and spoon in the sink, goes down a slide, and does this. Then it ends with a title. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Gotta admit, kind of a letdown. I mean, when compared to the Adventures of Sonic intro, with its fast-paced music and animation, manic energy, and showing off all the different characters from Tails to Dr. Robotnik and the Badniks, Bubsy's intro is, well, it's barely there at all. Pretty underwhelming, all things considered.
But then again, this is just a pilot, so the intro might have been improved had it been picked up for a full series. However, that isn't an excuse for lazy animators.
The episode proper begins at Bubsy's house, as we are introduced to his quote-unquote sidekick, Arnold the Armadillo, who is currently having a nightmare about every armadillo's worst fear.
Damn! Looks like someone's been watching Steven Spielberg's Duel one too many times before bed.
Bubsy wakes him up from his nightmare by...
Did he just... Why did he blow into his tail to wake him up? Does that trick only work if he was flattened?
Oh, the truck is back.
Come on, snap to him, Mr. Basket Case. It's me, the Prince of Personality, Bubsy.
Bubsy. Oh, worse than a truck.
Yeah, that would be about right, Arnie, old pal.
By the way, Arnold is voiced by Pat Fraley, aka Krang from the 80s Ninja Turtles cartoons and Moo Montana from Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa, while the titular Bubsy is voiced by the legendary Rob Paulsen, aka Yakko Warner and Pinky from Animaniacs, Squishington from Bump in the Night, and too many other classic cartoon roles to count.
And I gotta be honest, he's probably the best part of this whole pilot.
I'm serious, I think Rob's portrayal gives Bubsy so much character in this pilot as opposed to his portrayal in the video game. He's completely manic, but also full of himself, ignorant of almost everything going on around him, but not downright stupid, and I like the fact that Rob also gave him a lisp.
I'm your hero, and you're my sidekick. Oh, please. Do we have to go through this every single morning?
I can honestly see why Accolade themselves actually hired Rob to reprise the role for Bubsy 2 in 1994.
Remember, I am a trained professional.
So yeah, while other reviewers who have reviewed this pilot have complained about how annoying of a character Bubsy is, I honestly don't have a problem with him. Maybe this won't be so bad after all.
Relax, it's just the twins. They're gonna celebrate their birthday with their Uncle Bubsy.
I spoke too soon, didn't I?
If there's one cartoon trope I can't stand, it's obscure child relatives of intermediate origin. In this case, Bubsy's niece and nephew. Terrence, voiced by Tress MacNeille, aka Babs Bunny from Tiny Toon Adventures, and almost half the female voice cast on The Simpsons, and his twin sister, Teresa, voiced by B.J. Ward, who you'll remember for voicing Dina Strong from the RoboForce pilot. These two are completely original characters made for the pilot, and I absolutely despise the annoying little brats.
Yeah, never thought I'd hate anyone over Bubsy in this thing, did ya?
Anyway, they're here to celebrate their birthday with their Uncle Bubsy, and what better way to do so than to play tug-of-war with a neurotic armadillo with PTSD? Speaking of which...
And last year, over 10,000 armadillos were run over by trucks in the state of Texas alone. For many of the poor little fellows, this is the last sound they will ever hear.
Oh, the truck.
In other news, California is flooding and on fire at the same time, hurricane season in Florida is going out of control, and President Trump has officially pardoned all child molesters. No one is safe! No one! And now here's Ollie Williams with the weather. Ollie?
It's gonna rain.
Thank you, Ollie.
As the twins continue to torture poor Arnold, the news shifts to a story about local inventor Virtual Reality, also voiced by Pat Fraley, and his latest creation, a helmet that can apparently turn the thoughts of anyone who wears it into reality. He touts that his creation will one day end wars, famine, and save the planet. If you can just find someone brave, i.e. crazy, enough to test it for him.
Hey, that's me. I'm totally nuts.
I'd say you're really more hyper than nuts, Bubsy.
So Bubsy decides that he wants to be the one to test out the wish-granting helmet.
Because I am brave. Because I crave adventure. And because I'm a hero, for crying out loud. If that's a crime, then book me.
Anyone know the number for animal control?
By the way, another thing other reviewers have complained about this pilot is its use of public domain black and white footage. I personally don't mind this, as many classic TV shows and cartoons have used this practice before as a way to emphasize their jokes. Some good examples being Beakman's World, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Hey Vern, It's Ernest, and of course, Jim Henson's Muppet Babies.
Hell, it's no different than what modern YouTubers do to add flavor to the comedy in their videos. Case in point.
Magic.
Hey, what could possibly go wrong?
Now that is how you should say a catchphrase like that. It's a lot more natural and realistic. Still, just had to go and jinx it, didn't you, Bubsy?
Because at that very moment, the same news report is being watched by the villainess of this piece, Ally Cassandra, also voiced by B.J. Ward. She then summons her henchman, the gourmand vulture Buzz, voiced by Neil Ross, who voiced Blazer in the RoboForce pilot, and the constantly hungry shrew Sid, voiced by the legendary Jim Cummings.
What took you two so long?
Well, I was making a nice bouillabaisse, you see, and I was just about to add the coriander when Sid here just had to stick his big fat tongue in the pot.
It was a rhetorical question!
It's just that you're such a sophisticated and subtle person, it's hard for Sid and I to...
Why the hell is Sid copying Buzz's actions here? I get he's the stupid one, but what's the point?
As with him. No, not the blackboard!
That sounded more like a squeaky wheel. This is what nails on a chalkboard should sound like.
Anyway, this wealthy, spoiled, and narcissistic crime cat wants the helmet to make herself even richer and more powerful than she probably already is, judging by her house.
As you know, I've clawed my way to the top to become the classiest kitten in this whole catatonic town.
I'm not sure if this is positive body image or just dysmorphia. Either way, she's clearly delusional.
Meanwhile, Bubsy, along with his niece, nephew, and Arnold, shows up at Virgil's house as he's let in by his assistant, Oblivia, also voiced by Tress MacNeille. And boy, does she ever live up to that name.
Virgil's expecting you, Bucky. That's Bubsy. Okay, Booby.
You must be Bootsy.
That's Spunky. Bubsy. Oh, yeah.
Don't try doing a drinking game over Oblivia getting Bubsy's name wrong either. It's just not worth the liver damage.
As Bubsy tries on the helmet, Virgil explains to him that to activate it, the wearer just has to think of whatever they want and then blink twice.
Let's power up, babe. I'll think of something that really blows my hair back because I want to fly.
Clearly, Virgil still has some bugs to work out in that helmet, because Bubsy said he wanted to fly, not fall. Also, why doesn't he just glide like in the games?
Virgil tries to get the helmet back, but it accidentally lands on Arnold's head.
Oh no. Arnold, whatever you do, don't think of the truck.
Dude, don't tell him that! Huh. The first small mammals to ever get run over in the sky. Not too shabby.
Do something, Booby. Bubsy. Whatever.
Thankfully, Bubsy wrestles the helmet back and wishes everything back to normal.
I was brilliant, and nothing went wrong.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, bubblehead.
Bubsy.
Whatever.
However, the twins are bored and want their turn with the helmet, but Virgil tells them that it's not a toy, and, to his credit, Bubsy does try to keep it away from them, but, mischievous creatures that bobcat kittens are, the twins manage to grab the helmet while the adults are distracted and run outside to play. Just as Buzz happens to fly overhead with Sid clutched in his talons.
Food! Ooh, hungry! You're always hungry.
Well, I'm a shrew. If I don't eat every 10 minutes, I go mad.
Yes, well, in your case, I say it's a little too late.
Scientifically accurate, believe it or not. Shrews have a hyper-accelerated metabolism and exist in a state of near constant hunger.
I should know. I had one as a roommate in college.
Oh, hey, Kate. Where have you been these past few reviews?
Passing out your help wanted ads as flyers, just in case your digital ones don't work.
Oh, well, thanks.
No problem. I was done so fast that I even had some extra time to set up an appointment at the tattoo parlor. Check it out.
Oh! Would you look at that? Right where your, old one used to be.
It's a Chipotle burrito.
Yeah, I can see that. Anyway.
Buzz and Sid spot the twins messing around with the helmet and decide to eat the little brats and snag the helmet at the same time.
One of the few times in anime property where I'm actually rooting for the bad guys.
But aren't they just kids?
So is Caillou.
Good point.
Buzz stoops into a dive intending to have Sid grab the kids. Unfortunately, between Sid's bad luck, Buzz's inability to stop planning what to cook, and the twins making objects appear from thin air, the pair end up crashing. But at least Sid's hunger is temporarily abated.
The kids wished for exploding candles on their cake?
That's toon rule number 3. Giant cakes almost always have exploding candles. I should know, given how little cake was left at my own birthday parties.
The more I learn about you, the more questions I have.
Back in the lab, Bubsy asks for the helmet back.
Excuse me, Mr. Bumpy,
Please don't remind me of a better cartoon I could be watching instead.
but the helmet is kind of, gone. Whoops. The twins must have it. Hey, we gotta try and get it back before they destroy the world, or worse!
Bubsy 3D!
Wow, you wanna be a video game star. For starters, grab all the items you see.
Oh, that gameplay, those graphics, so atrocious.
No, thankfully, the twins have instead wished for a giant state-spanning roller coaster.
What could possibly go wrong?
Dang! For being such a cowardly neurotic, Arnold sure can survive danger like a champ. Wonder if he's related to that one armadillo from Rango.
When Virgil understandably panics, Bubsy tries to defuse the situation with what passes for a heroic speech.
Let's take the bull by the horns! Throw caution to the wind! It's time to be heroes for crying out loud! I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Listen to the armadillo. He's the only one with his head on straight in this entire outfit.
The twins come circling back, with Virgil and Oblivia escaping back into the lab just in time to avoid being hit, leaving Bubsy and Arnold clinging on for dear life as they try to retrieve the helmet. Okay, I gotta admit, the effects for the roller coaster ride do look pretty impressive for the time, even if it isn't fully animated and just using background paintings to create an illusion of movement, along with the early 90s CG tunnel effect.
I mean, I don't even like roller coasters, and I actually feel like... Oh yeah, there it goes. Right on schedule.
Unfortunately, the twins begin to get bored again, so they wish for the ride to end in an orbital free fall!
Jeez, I know cats have 9 lives, but this is just pushing it.
Terry? Teresa? Stop this instant! Okay! They should have worn their seatbelts!
Hey Buzz, what's the matter? Did you forget that you could, I don't know, fly?
Pulling himself from the obligatory hole in the ground, Bubsy is shocked when he discovers the twins have now wished themselves into kaiju-sized giants!
Quick! Send in the maser cannons! The Super X! No, better yet, break out the freaking oxygen destroyer!
After managing to get out from underfoot, Bubsy finally decides to put his paw down.
Hey.
You should all be put in jail.
Arnold, I think you might be my spirit animal.
But it's our birthday.
Oh, please. Don't you little give me that old bit. Using your birthday as an excuse to destroy the fabric of reality is just as bad as someone claiming to have autism to excuse their unacceptable behavior on social media.
While Bubsy tries his best to discipline his niece and nephew, Buzz and Sid are once again overhead.
I'm going to zero in on the little beasts, judge the proper trajectory and velocity, and release you like a bomb. A Buzz bomb, if you will.
Boo! That wasn't even clever! Anyway, Buzz drops Sid, who actually manages to snatch the helmet, only to be stopped by Bubsy.
I'll trade you the stale corn dog for the helmet.
Definitely food. Food is good. Helmet. What helmet?
Thank you. Well, I did it. I saved the entire planet. And now,
Don't say it, Bubsy!
what could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong?
Wow. You might be right about that spirit animal thing, boss.
So now Buzz and Sid have both the helmet and the twins,
Well, at least some good came out of this.
and give the former over to Allie.
I'll start by wishing for a 50-carat ruby ring.
Well, Allie, if you'll excuse us, we have some cooking to do.
We can make great mud pies.
Yes, but you'll make it even better, cacciatore.
Nah, a meal out of those two will probably just give you diarrhea.
Back at the lab, the entire group is distressed at their current situation, with Bubsy actively berating himself.
What went wrong?
Oh, so you do have something to say when it happens, huh?
You've sentenced the universe to certain annihilation.
Thanks for the pep talk, birds. I'm a catastrophic, cataclysmic boom cat.
Hey, stop there!
Here, Ernie, what are you complaining about? You're finally getting back at Bubsy for all the pain he's caused you.
Bubsy manages to snap himself out of his funk, determined to find the helmet and the twins. While Virgil offers the use of a tracking system he created to find the helmet again, Bubsy just looks up Buzz and Sid in the phone book. Back at Allie's mansion, while Buzz is trying to herd the twins, Sid answers the phone, only for Bubsy to once again take advantage of his evolutionary weak point and stupidity to trick him into revealing their current address by pretending to be a catering service.
Now, because of your incredibly small brain, you have been chosen to receive a free banquet dinner for 50.
Oh boy, food, comestibles, edibles, whoa!
Jeez, this rattle-brained rube of a rodent really is the living embodiment of the phrase, thinking with your stomach.
Near constant hunger, remember, boss? But good use of alliteration.
Thank you.
And the situation isn't helped by the fact that Allie, despite having the object of her desires, is now in a bad mood after discovering it has given her a severe case of helmet hair. No, literally, it's shaped just like the helmet now!
Honestly, I think it looks good on her.
Luckily for us, Bubsy and the whole gang show up just in time, giving Allie the standard, you won't get away with this bit.
So, you think you're cute, huh?
I am both attractive and intelligent.
Cute? Well, maybe you got rid of the lipstick, but I don't know about the second one, Olivia. Okay, never mind. That's pretty smart.
You go, girl.
So now it's a free-for-all as everybody has a go at trying to grab the helmet, ultimately causing nearly the entire cast to pop their own wishes into reality. Sid wishes for a corn dog, Terrence wishes for a birthday party, Oblivion wishes to marry Bubsy? Damn, I didn't even know she liked him that way.
Too bad she still can't get his name right.
I, Oblivion, take Busted to be my lawfully wedded
Bubsy!
Buzz wishes to eat everyone!
What the hell, Buzz? You can't just do that! You at least need fava beans and nice candy to pair with it.
Arnold thinks about, what else?
Seriously, someone hooked this poor guy with a therapist already.
Knowing Bubsy, he either doesn't believe in therapy or he's too cheap to afford it.
I wouldn't be surprised either way.
Allie wishes for her own Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous style TV show before the helmet is eventually nabbed by Bubsy, who tries to make a wish, but the rapid-fire wishing is caused to begin to overload and is about to explode.
Take it off, it's too dangerous!
Not for me. I'm totally nuts, remember?
You make it very hard to forget that fact.
Now, I'm gonna imagine something so mind-numbingly incredible that it will instantly save the day.
It already happened! Your show never got picked up!
Against all odds, Bubsy's wish works, leaving Allie and her henchmen tied up and the helmet destroyed.
Oh, Bubsy, you did it! You saved the world as we know it!
Oh hey, you finally got his name right.
I did?
So now Bubsy is excited for his next adventure and puts the helmet back on, only for it short out circuits to electrocute him.
What could possibly go wrong?
So that was the Bubsy pilot. And in my honest opinion, it isn't as bad as other reviewers have made it out to be.
Bubsy as a character isn't really all that annoying. He's crazy and full of himself, yes, but he is at least shown to be competent, knowing when enough is enough, and is regretful when he loses the helmet to the bad guys. The only thing that really bugged me about him was the overuse of his catchphrase. Other than that, he's a fine main protagonist, and as stated before, he benefits from Rob Paulsen's casting. The other characters are okay too, though Arnold's constant truck paranoia can get really grating at times, and Oblivia's habit of getting Bubsy's name wrong starts to come off as annoying. Surprisingly, these characters would be implemented into future Bubsy games, starting with Bubsy 2, with Arnold's skittish personality even being toned down significantly to the point where he even braved his fear of trucks to help Bubsy out. Hey, way to go, Arnie! I'm proud of you, little buddy. As for the three original villains, while their own personal obsessions come off as somewhat one-note, like Sid being stupid and constantly starving, I did enjoy them for the most part, and I'm a little disappointed they were never implemented into the games like the other characters. However, what surprised me was that the pilot never featured the Woolies, the main villains from the first Bubsy game. It might have been interesting to see their dastardly plan to steal yarn in animated form. And then we have the twins, Terrence and Teresa. As I stated before, I absolutely hated these two. They are everything wrong with animated child characters. Loud, selfish, whiny, annoying, and kind of sociopathic if you really think about it. Seriously, the way they abuse the wishing helmet with no thought to consequences or remorse for their selfish actions that nearly got their uncle and the others killed. Thankfully, like with Arnold, their personalities were also toned down when they were implemented into the video games, even getting some slight redesigns. The animation for the pilot is standard low-budget 90s TV animation. Not the worst I've seen, and I do appreciate them having to make do with the budget they have, the roller coaster scene being a good example, but still, it could have been so much better.
As for why it didn't get a full series order, well, I think there are a few reasons.
First off, to my surprise, Accolade held a contest that required fans to watch the pilot episode on TV and write down their 3 favorite characters on entry form attached to a flyer and sent to the accompanying address. This flyer was originally included with Bubsy 1 for the Sega Genesis and listed 3 prizes that could be won, with the grand prize being a trip to Hollywood and an opportunity to see Calico Studios. The first prize being either Bubsy's trademark exclamation mark t-shirt, and the second prize being a couple of iron-on patches. However, no winner for this was ever documented, as the contest may have been cancelled.
Gee, I wonder why.
That leads into my second theory as to why the pilot never got picked up.
The Bubsy pilot aired in November of 1993. However, Sonic the Hedgehog, the video game mascot Bubsy was trying to cash in on, had not 1, but 2 cartoon shows of his own that aired 2 months earlier in September. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which ran in syndication, and Sonic the Hedgehog, aka Sonic Sat AM, which aired on Saturday mornings on ABC. Which means kids probably weren't all that anxious to watch the Bubsy pilot when it aired. I mean, let's face it. Sonic really was a media superstar back in the early 1990s, with 2 years and 2 very successful video games under his belt, so of course kids were going to be excited to watch both his cartoons. Bubsy, however, was a poser. He was just created to ride off Sonic's coattails, with his first game not really being anything to write home about, and the pilot for his cartoon aired only 4 months after its release, barely giving him any time to try and connect with his target audience. I'd say maybe if the pilot aired in 1994 to coincide with the release of Bubsy 2 or even 1995, they might have had more luck. But with how both his games were received at the time, the pilot still might have failed, no matter what release date it was given. And the release of Bubsy 3D on the PlayStation certainly didn't help matters. And he would try again with 2 more games, The Woolly Strike Back in 2017 and Paws of Fire in 2019, but sadly, Bubsy, a character solely made to compete with the other great video game icons, ultimately failed. However, surprisingly, he wouldn't be forgotten, as just recently, Atari published Bubsy in The Perfect Collection, a compilation collection of the first 4 entries in the Bubsy series, including the often overlooked Fractured Furry Tales for the Atari Jaguar, and as a bonus, also includes the TV pilot.
Speaking of which, I think it's now time for my final thoughts.
Overall, the Bubsy pilot isn't bad, but it isn't really good either. It's okay. Just okay. The characters were okay, save for 2 of them, and the voice acting was top-notch, but they could have done so much more with the story, which wasn't necessarily bad, just lacking key factors. It was obviously trying to replicate the formula of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog with its Looney Tunes-style humor and irreverent fourth wall breaks, but it really needed better animation to really sell it, and it was just lacking here. While the black and white public domain clips did enhance the comedy a little bit, it just wasn't enough to win the hearts of kids in an already saturated market of cartoon characters and video game mascots. I give it 2 stars out of 5. Like I said, not bad, not good, but it's at least okay in my book.
Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me again for my next review. Well, I'll be damned.
Careful, boss. You just got over one curse.
Looks like Bubsy will be getting a new game. Bubsy 4D.
Say what?
Yeah, it says it'll be released in early 2026. They even posted a trailer for it.
Bubsy gets a new game, but not Spyro the Dragon, Sly Cooper, or Crash Bandicoot?
I guess. Let's check it out.
Ugh, you know this is gonna be bad. Rolling.
Yo! Remember me? Your old pal Bubsy? From all those classic games you loved. Forget about that. Let's talk about the new one. Bubsy 4D! Woo! What? Can anyone explain to me why I turn into a hairball now? Yeah. Do any of these outfits come with pants? You know I've only got 1 brain cell, right? And it's working overtime on this baby. Atari? I didn't even know they were still around.
Is it just me, or does this game actually look good?
I mean, when even the main character comments on how bad the old games were, I gotta agree with you. Plus, I kinda dig his new look, especially the jacket.
Might be too early to say, but maybe things might actually be looking up for Bubsy.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I gotta agree with you on this one, boss.
Well, let's hope for the best for that madcap Bobcat and his band of friends. After all...
Don't say it, boss. Please don't say it.
What could possibly go wrong?
Ugh, I told you not to say it.
See you at the movies. Anime movies, that is.